Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Let me introduce myself. My name is Fatima Lubis. I'm from Church of B, and here I want to present my presentation with the title is about the greenhouse effect and its impact on the environment. Okay, for the first, I will tell about what is greenhouse. Greenhouse is a natural phenomenon in which the Earth atmosphere holds back some of the solar thermal radiation emitted back from the Earth's surface. This happens because certain gases in the atmosphere, such as carbon dioxide, methane, and water vapor, absorb and emit heat energy in all directions. And the second slide, there is the role of greenhouse effect. The greenhouse effect is crucial for maintaining Earth temperature, ensuring it's warm enough to sustain life. Without it, the planet would be too cold to support life as we know it. And the role of greenhouse effect, for the first, is there is maintaining thermal balance. What is that? Greenhouse act like a blanket that retains heat in the Earth's atmosphere. When sunlight reaches the Earth's surface, most of its energy is absorbed and converted into heat. Greenhouse inhibits most of this heat from escaping into space, keeping the Earth temperature warm enough to support life. And the second is there is regulating surface temperature. Uh, the greenhouse helps regulate the temperature of the Earth's surface by spreading heat across the planet. This means areas with very high temperatures during the day may have cooler temperatures at night, as the greenhouse helps keep the heat in the atmosphere and prevent it from disappearing into space quickly. And last is there is maintaining stable environment condition. The greenhouse helps maintain stable environmental conditions which support the survival of organisms and ecosystems around the world. This includes keeping the water temperature in the ocean stable, maintaining relatively consistent weather patterns, and supporting water cycles and nutrition that are vital to life. And the next slide is there are greenhouse gases. For the first is methane. Methane has a greater global warming potential than CO2, although its concentration in the atmosphere is lower. The main source of methane are natural processes such as organic decomposition in wetlands and the storage of ruminants, as well as human activities, including agricultural and waste industries. And then there is carbon dioxide. CO2 is the most common and most significant greenhouse gas in causing global warming. This gas mainly comes from burning fossil fuels such as coal, oil, and natural gas, as well as deforestation. In addition to CO2 and CH4, other greenhouse gases also have an impact on global warming, albeit in smaller proportion. Example, the gas include water vapor, H2O, ozone O3, nitrogen oxides NOx, and other gases. And in the greenhouse, there are negative impacts. For the first is global temperature increase. Concentration of heat-trapping greenhouse gases are increasing in the Earth's atmosphere. The second is extreme climate change. Extreme climate change is weather phenomena that are at the extremes of the historical distribution and are rare for a particular place or time, especially severe or unseasonal weather. The third is rising sea level. Rising sea level is creates stress on coastal ecosystem that provide recreation, protection from storm, and habitat for fish and wildlife, including commercially valuable fisheries. And last is ecosystem damage. Ecosystem damage is when species within the system or lost habitat is destroyed, uh, or the food web is affected. And there is also positive impacts in the greenhouse. Uh, the first is increased plant growth, and the second is utilization of mining and transportation research. And last is about adaptation measures. adaptation effort to deal with climate change that has occurred and to help communities, ecosystem, and infrastructure adapt to the impacts that have already occurred or that are expected to occur due to climate change. For the first is climate-resistant urban spatial planning. Development of urban spatial plans that take into account the risks of climate change, such as flood, heat waves, and sea level rise. The second is ecosystem and habitat conservation, effort to protect and restore natural ecosystems that are vulnerable to climate change, such as forests, wetlands, and coral reefs. The last is community counseling and education, counseling to the community about climate change, risks, and adaptation measures that can be taken at the individual, family, and community level. Maybe that's enough from me. I'm sorry if there are so many mistakes. Dan wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.